Hi guys, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jodilee.
And welcome back. You okay?
Yes, I got distracted.
And welcome back to Lesson 3, Friday, the summary for this week.
I got distracted because this lesson is super cool and I was thinking of King Ahaz. But basically, this has been an awesome week where we've learned about a story that I didn't know much about beforehand. King Uzziah was sent to this King Ahaz because God knew that King Ahaz had a really difficult time. He was worried about two armies that were coming to attack him and he had a decision to make. And God wanted to make sure that he made the right one because God could see he wasn't going to make the right one.
So we try to send him a sign.
Well, even before that, right? He sent Uzziah and he's like, King Ahaz, don't stress. I got this. I promise you nothing bad's going to happen. If you just trust me, don't worry. These two things that you feel are super strong. What did he call them?
He said they were just like burnt out pieces of firewood.
Exactly,
at
right?
God's feet, you know?
Yes.
They were like, God can just like kick them away, like ew.
Yes.
Just like, yeah.
So to him, to God, these things that were terrifying King Ahaz, I think it says like he was shaking in his boots, almost like a biblical version of that. God says, they just burnt out
shaking
pieces of
in your
firewood.
sandals.
Yes, exactly. They were just burnt out pieces of wood, right? That's the first thing. And then King Ahaz is like, I'm not so sure. And he's thinking he's going to go ask the king of Assyria to help him out. And God's like, don't do that because as soon as you do that, now they're going to control you, right? I don't want that for you.
You'll become their slave.
Exactly. But then, so then God's like, he's going to make the wrong decision. So he tries again. Okay, now a bit of context for those of you who hadn't watched all the videos or those of you who've forgotten. Picking my hair. They're still in my hair.
Can you see?
No, it's gone now. Okay, cool. In nature. So for those of you, King Ahaz didn't want me to tell you this part. For those of you guys who didn't watch the videos before, we've just forgotten, King Ahaz wasn't a really great guy. We found out that he actually was involved in child sacrifice. So it's not so surprising that he didn't listen to God, right? But God's like, no, even for this bad king, I want to make sure that he has all the chances to make the right decision, right? So he sends a sign. That's what you were talking about,
yes.
right? And what was the cool part about the sign that he sent?
What is the cool part about the sign he sent?
Yeah, like he said, a virgin will conceive and give birth.
What is the sign that he tried to send that Ahaz first
that Ahaz ignored.
Ignored, sorry. Because he offered Ahaz a sign and Ahaz declined. Ahaz was like, I don't want a sign.
Yes.
And then God was like, I'm going to send a sign anyways.
Yes.
And this sign is going to be Emmanuel, my son. And he will be born of a virgin. So there will be this boy who will be born of a virgin and he will be named Emmanuel, which means God is with us. And it's maybe good that Ahaz refused the sign. I mean, God would have still sent the sign, you know? He would have still sent us Jesus Christ. But how much easier would it have been if Ahaz had just listened to God and accepted the first sign?
Yes, or asked for a sign, right? I actually hadn't thought about that. If King Ahaz had come up with his own sign, we would have I'm sure God would have had you said as a backup plan. We might have missed out on the opportunity for this beautiful prophecy. But basically, I think the important thing coming out of that is that the sign that King Ahaz got when he was in a tough situation was the word Emmanuel, that God is with us.
Yes.
And that is so beautiful, that God is with us in tough situations. So that's the story. We can maybe just highlight, I think we've already touched on some of our favorite parts. I don't know if there's anything else from that story that you really liked. I think the one thing that I really liked was how Brandon said, like we said, their enemies were just charcoal, right? And I liked how God kind of came to him when he was in a difficult situation. So basically, for me, what that reminded me is no matter what I'm going through, God sees that I'm in a tough situation and he's coming there to help me make the best decision. And my problems that seem impossible are actually like nothing to God. Like not nothing, like he doesn't care about them, but they're not a challenge to him. He can get rid of them. So that was my favorite part of the whole lesson.
Yeah, my favorite part of the whole lesson was the story of salvation and mercy that exists in this lesson, because often people feel they've gone too far or they've been too bad, that they don't deserve forgiveness. And not only do they not deserve forgiveness, they think that they can't get forgiveness. They think that they're a better sinner than God is a forgiver, when in reality, Jesus Christ and God can forgive you far better than you could ever sin. And that's demonstrated in Ahaz.
Yes.
This was a man who sacrificed his kids and pretty much sent his whole nation into slavery. And God was still like, come on, dude, like I'm fighting for you. I'm on your side. And throughout it, God never looks to him like with disgust. He keeps on sending Isaiah and he's like, go talk to Ahaz. Go talk to Ahaz. Don't give up on Ahaz. Let's keep giving Ahaz a sign. And Ahaz like, I don't want your sign. And God's like, okay, we're going to send you a sign anyways.
We're going to give it to you anyways.
So God never gave up on his people. and God never gave up on Ahaz, a bad king who sacrificed his kid. Sorry, I don't know how many times it's appropriate to keep on saying that, but I mean, like, let me stress that. Like,
Quite shocking.
There's nothing that you can do that is too far that God can't forgive, and that's what I love the most about the lesson.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Brandon. I love this lesson. I hope you guys will watch all of our videos, or more importantly, go read the story for yourself and see what God has to teach you there. But what I thought is really cool is God had a lesson in an Old Testament like book of the Bible in a random king story that could really impact me this week as we're struggling with all of the things we're going through in our lives. So
amen.
I hope that you enjoyed it. Let's close and pray quickly.
Sweet.
Your words. I'll pray. I'll try practice. Dear Jesus, thank you so much that you're an amazing God and that you care about us so much that you sent your son to die for us, and that to remind us that God is with us, right? But also that you gave us stories like this where we can learn things that really help us even when we're going through tough times. Lord, you know we all have our own struggles, but but we know now that even in our struggles, you're reaching out to us and trying to help and guide us and reminding us that you're with us no matter what. Thank you for that. Amen.
Amen. Bye.